I tried going to a Renaissance fair. G'day everyone, my name is Kiralee and on this channel we talk about all things cosplay, costuming and sewing related, and in this particular series we follow me when I try and do new things, and this time I went to my very first medieval fair, or Renaissance fair for those of you who don't live in Australia. Now I'll be really honest, I went once to a medieval fair many years ago that were a few kind of stalls here in Perth. I don't know if that counts, but I decided I wanted to immerse myself and go to the biggest one here in Western Australia, which is the Balingup Medieval Festival. And the reason why I wanted to do this was because the last time I was in the USA, I chatted to a whole lot of cosplayers who also loved going to Renaissance festivals and were telling me how wonderful they were and how much fun they had there. And I thought, yeah, I want to see if WA has that too. WA being Western Australia, not like Washington State. So when my best mate Shadowfrey Cosplay suggested to me that we go and we try out Balingup Medieval Festival this year, and you know, my parents lived an hour away so we could crash there overnight, I was like, yeah, let's do this. So we booked our tickets, got in the car and drove on down. G'day and welcome to Balingup. So we are in the great southwest of Western Australia and I'm here with Shadowfrey Cosplay and Terry, aka Gingy Stitch Cosplay, as we are actually in costume, but it's so cold that we've got our big jackets on and we are going to a medieval fair. So let's do this. I haven't been to this one before, so it'll be good fun. We have just made it in. We've got our weekend wristbands. Let's go and explore. My first thought was, oh wow, look at this marketplace. There are so many handmade goods. This is going to be so much fun. Look at all the stalls. But what I soon discovered was that there were a lot of drop shipping items and a lot of the stalls were selling items that really didn't fit the theme of a medieval festival. And then quickly my second thought turned to, it's so muddy. Everything's mud. I'm like, try to avoid the mud. But all the same, we pushed on and got to try some really cool things like weaving. Just look at this concentration that Shadowfrey Cosplay and Terry are having while they do this type of weaving. It was really cute to see them bonding. I made some rope, yay, from some vines, or rather some leaves. That's all good. And these guys made a cool little friendship bracelet. It's very long and very cool.
Yeah,
very nice.
Friendship bracelet.
Look at these two, they bonded. Moving on, we also got to see some really cool birds, and this tent had some really friendly snakes. Fun fact about me, I actually don't mind pythons. I just don't like the venomous ones. But pythons, they're actually pretty cute. I just wouldn't want to own one. After we had decided to finish with the birds and the reptiles, we moseyed on down to the rest of the market, and we found a certain location. We have now got into the alcohol section. Honey mead, yummy. This is me at the end of doing the loop. Had a lot of fun little testers. I am definitely a Cadbury. If you're not from Australia, that means that I'm a glass and a half. And then I am somewhat inebriated. That is what I am at the moment, so I'm going to walk this off. So we continued to walk through some more mud, and we ended up picking up a potato on a stick for each of us, and I devoured that like a hungry little goblin. After we browsed more stalls, we decided to watch a fight, so enjoy this little clip. It's very ochre.
Alright, 3v3 ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm going to hand it over to the marshal. I'm going to get the hell out the way. Get in there! Give him a cheer, ladies and gentlemen! Now right in the kisser. Oh, it's just carnage, ladies and gentlemen. Hide the poor children's eyes. No, don't. The children are more vicious than I am. We've got our last two standing. Cheer 'em on, ladies and gentlemen. Women's are hillbillies. Someone get the Nurofen. Give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen!
We have just come back to the car to drop off all of our loot. We got a fair bit to start off with, and although it looks quite dismal, and I guess it is, it's not meant to rain anymore. So I've chucked off my coat, I've put on my cape. Let's go back and enjoy. Yeah, so I was wrong. It then poured down with rain. But it did not stop the parade. So this is a massive jump cut. So we finished up at the Balingup Medieval Festival about 1:30 because we were over the mud, the rain, then the random sunshine, and then the wind, and then sometimes rain with sunshine, and then it going from being really cold to like being quite warm within a matter of minutes. I just was like, I can't do this anymore, and there were so many people. So we are going to go back tomorrow on our way back to Perth. At the moment, I am in my parents' farm, at my parents' farm, with Terry and also Shadow Frey Cosplay. So we're staying the night here. We're about an hour's out from Balingup. So it's been really nice to catch up with my family as well. But good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Hello, it's Sunday. And I am in casual gear because I did not feel like dressing up today. It was a long night and it was fun to hang out with my folks. But we're gonna head back to the fair now, do a little bit of a lap, see if there's anything that we missed yesterday. And I wonder if it's gonna be just as busy as yesterday. What do you guys think?
Yes.
Yep. Damn. Yeah, there's a lot of cars here, so. Alright, let's have a little bit of a look-see. It's a little less busy today, but still lots of people. Terry is buying another belt and a buckle that says True Blue Cockatoo. And this is a very cool shop that has a whole lot of wonderful leather goods and furs. So cool. So we did a lap, saw a friend, and then honestly we just called it a day and decided to head back to Perth. So let's talk a bit about my thoughts of the Balingup Medieval Festival. Well, let's start with the positive side of things. I loved the authentic stalls, the ones that were like the LARPing and like Grey Company kind of stalls. I especially loved the weaving. They were showing a number of different weaving techniques that I thought were really, really cool, and were explaining to us what each of the weaving types were used for. So like my little cord was used as a quick, easy way to create some sort of rope or binding that could hang things to dry, like herbs and that sort of thing. The weaving that Shadow Frey Cosplay and Terry were doing were for a little bit of interest. So things that you might tie around your socks to keep them up, or stockings to keep them up. And then I also saw card weaving done, which was so interesting, and I've seen other people do it online, and I could see how that kind of detailing would be really nice, and like I'm kind of tempted to try and find a way that I could incorporate it into a cosplay or costume at some point. I don't know when that will be, but it was really cool. I also loved the stalls that had the handmade items that were actually handmade. And there was one particular store that I absolutely loved, and it was where Terry actually got 2 of his belts from. He bought 2 belts, they were both from there, and it was also where he got the belt buckle that said True Blue Cockatoo, which is fantastic. That was not handmade, but like the belts themselves were. The reason why I loved this store was because it also sold full fox hides. Now I know I'm going to get some people angry in the comments here, but hear me out. Australia has a massive problem with foxes. They are an introduced species and they are a pest here. They kill our native wildlife, especially the little marsupials, who are actually really cute. Like, we have possums, not opossums like they have in the States. Possums. They are tiny, they are cute, they are very friendly most of the time, and honestly, like, they just get killed, eaten, destroyed, hunted for sport by these foxes. And it's not just foxes, it's also feral cats. Feral cats are horrendous. Now, every year, different shires and cities in the southwest of Western Australia go out in large groups of people to do a massive shoot and cull of the fox and feral cat population. At the end of the day, all of the animals that have been shot and killed are put together and then burnt. And we are talking hundreds of these foxes and feral cats. So in my mind, if these foxes can be used to create a sustainable fur trade within Australia, I would be supportive of that. If it helps curb the fox population within Australia, that would be so beneficial for our native species. So it was really cool to see that this particular shop were actually using the furs of these invasive species and also selling them as a whole for people if they wanted to use those furs themselves. And the last positive I wanted to talk about was the alcohol section. Now, this was a fun little joint because honestly, I'm not a huge drinker when it comes to alcohol, but there were so many fantastic liqueurs and ciders, which those two are like my go-to, and I got to try all these new local products that I otherwise would never have had the opportunity to, you know, taste test. I ended up buying probably more alcohol than I have bought ever in one go. And it was really cool that I got to share a cider with my dad that night. Now onto the cons. I really had no idea what was going on, what the schedule was, what entertainment there was possibly going to be. Like, it was very hard to find that information, and when I got there, it was just chaos. So really, we just stuck to the markets, and once we'd seen the markets, we were like, okay, well, that was it. All right then. And there were even stalls that had sold out of product by Sunday. In fact, our friend who we saw there, she said that there was one particular stall that had sold out by the Saturday night. So good for them, but also like, why am I here? Another thing that I really disliked were seeing the products there that really didn't have a place being there. Things like the drop shipping and the tie-dye and the mugs that had anime characters on them. Like, what are you doing here? It really took me out of that immersive space, which was very annoying. And the last thing, which is no one's fault whatsoever, was the weather. The weather just got to me. I'm sorry, it did. I was just like, no, I can't deal with this. I can't deal with there being sunshine above me while rain is falling on my face. Like, where is it even coming from? Not to mention this chill of a wind that is hitting me whilst also having, like, you know, the sun beating down on me. Like, my body was like, what am I meant to be feeling right now? And just the mud was everywhere. I am an inside girly. Yep, it's established, I'm an inside girly. So would I do it again? Probably not. At this point in time, at least, probably not. I think that I could be persuaded if there was a strong argument to go again and there was a set calendar of events that we could go and enjoy together. And the weather has to be better. And I also want to say that this outfit that I'm wearing today was the same outfit that I wore on the Saturday, and that was made in Seattle, in WA, Washington State, with Lady Rebecca Fashions, and you can watch that video up here now if you would like to see me make this in a day and the little fun and shenanigans that we got up to. So thank you for joining me on this little adventure, this kind of impromptu trip down south to try something new. I hope that you enjoy it. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!